Hi everyone, it's Elizabeth from Elpis Astrology at elpisastrology.com. Thanks for joining me today. So today this video is going to be on my take for the astrology and then the following horoscopes for the ascendants and sun signs for January 2024. So happy new year to everybody. I really do hope this is a new year filled with hope and positive things and maybe some hopes and wishes coming true for some of us, right? All right, so straight on the 1st of January, we have that Mercury that's been retrograde, that started its retrograde in Capricorn and then made its way back to Sagittarius, will turn direct at 22 degrees of Sagittarius. I mean, how auspicious is that? And I want to emphasize, especially for folks that are Sagittarians or that they have a placement in Sagittarius around the 22 degree mark of Sagittarius, and especially also for the Geminis. So you Geminis, if you've got something in Sagittarius around 22 degrees, or in the opposite sign, which is your sign, Gemini, or any other sign that has a 22 degree mark in Gemini, know that this is going to be significant for you. And I'm thinking if you are waiting for information to come in that's been held back, or not been clear, especially as it relates to your future and any travel plans, because these are all Sagittarian ruled type areas, know that everything's going to start eventually coming forward and working out. This just marks the start of the direct motion on the 1st of January. And then, of course, it has to make its way to go direct. Really kind of the third week of January when it'll be completely out of shadow and it will have returned to around that 8 degree mark of Capricorn where it started its retrograde in December 2023. Be hopeful. That's the one thing that this Mercury as a standalone in Sagittarius says to me, that this is hopeful news that comes in. It's future oriented. Good news arrives. As I said, travel, any types of travel could start really moving forward positively. And anything with regards to a foreign connection can also now move forward with some positive actions, right? All right, so our first new moon is going to be in Capricorn. And Capricorns, you've got 2 new moons this year. You've got one here at the 11th of January, but you've got a second new moon that will actually be around the 30th of December 2024. So 2 big new starts for Capricorns, or if you've got a Capricorn rising, for instance, around any of these degree points. So this first new moon in Capricorn will be at 20 Capricorn 41 minutes on the 11th of January at 3:57 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, notably, we will have this new moon squaring the north nodes in Aries. So this really, I felt, relates to, we want to get on this new path where as individuals, we can express who we are and not be afraid to do it. The new moon being in Capricorn says, and with the square to the north nodes, really speaks to, again, this uncomfortable transition time for the newness to happen, and this being held back by those that are in power, that can control the rules and regulations, that type of thing. So we're not clear yet, right? We're not clear to get on that path, that Aries path, and move forward doing our own individual things. There's some kind of challenge here that you need to overcome. But certainly if you've got something around that 20 degree mark of Capricorn, this could be a whole new start for you, especially now related to Capricorns or Capricorn rising, right? If not, sometimes this stuff can go by, without any real noticeable effects. Now, we have Mercury, which will be at 27 degree of Sagittarius, chasing, Mars, which is going to be at 5 degrees of Capricorn. And so it's the first time and the last time this month of January that although Mercury will chase Mars through the whole month of January, it'll be the only time that Mercury will be in Sagittarius. So I saw this also as a hopeful emissary. That's what I saw. And don't forget that Mercury, right, in mythology, was the only entity that could go from, the gods up there in the heavens down to Hades or Pluto, in the underworld safely without having any repercussions. And that's how I saw this. A Mercury in Sagittarius chasing this Mars is an emissary, is trying to work something out here for foreign nations, for the travel industry perhaps, and individually for our future. And it is trying to put effort into getting this moving forward. But all of January, as I said, we have Mercury chasing after Mars. It will eventually catch up, and there will be some significant things happen here, more so in February. But this is an emissary that wants to make change for the future, wants to change perhaps travel rules, that type of thing. And it's going after this Mars to get energy to push this stuff forward, right? Also could be diplomatic type stuff as well. Now, Mars itself in Capricorn will be sextiling Saturn, which is beautiful. This is opportunities for us to take action to what? To put new types of structures around areas of our life that more importantly relate to things like our spiritual values. It helps put structure around compassionate projects, for instance, too. Puts the energy into that. Now we're going to have Venus, which will trine Chiron, and that's going to be beautiful. So this brings in healing energy here. But it also could be, I'm thinking, females itself. We may hear from a female that can bring great healing to people, right? We have that moon and that sun trining Uranus. And that is absolutely beautiful. So Uranus brings in unexpected things. It can bring in enlightenment. It can bring in surprises. But the trine says, hey, this is favorable energy. It's favorable surprises and unexpected things can happen. I also saw this new moon. I almost saw it like an egg cracking a little bit. And with the Uranus part, the Uranus causes a crack in the egg so that this newness can come out. And if we think about it, right, even we look at chickens being born out of the egg, it's that type of thing that I'm getting here. And it's not always an easy thing to do, but all you need is the crack to have that open and have this new thing come forward, right? And I think this is going to do with, we're going to get some indication of, hey, there is going to be some new things, new changes here with regards to structures for all those things that are ancient, archaic, in the past. They should stay in the past. And we want this newness rushed in, right? So we're going to see evidence of that, slight cracks, right? We will also have Mercury, as I said, in Sagittarius. It will do a wide square to Neptune. And I know I spoke about this during the my video that I did on this whole Mercury retrograde. It is wide, but it's still there. It will be exact a couple days prior to the new moon on the 11th of Jan, just like literally on the 9th and 10th. And so what this brings in, the first thing that came to my mind was Caveat Emptor. And of course, that's buyer beware. Don't forget that Mercury can be a bit of a trickster here too. And especially in Sagittarius, it likes to exaggerate things sometimes. It makes things look beautiful, like really nice. How could you resist? And with that Neptune in the square, it really speaks to, potentially being deceived, potentially being snowed, a potential fog around where you really don't see what's going on. So if you do have something, say, around that 27 Sagittarius and or 24, 25 Pisces, there could be something here that may come up for you that you need to pay attention to. It's play out in literally communications with you, from you. It could be letters, it could be contracts, all that type of thing, right? Okay, the next thing that I saw important in the month of January was for the first time in a very long time, we will have the Sun conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And recall that 0 degrees is a critical degree, and it's the beginnings, right? So this, I believe, is going to mark, especially in the collective, a whole new beginning. The Sun is our essence. Pluto is about transformation. Aquarius is about change. And so look at the 20th of June, 21st, maybe the 19th. In the collective, in the world, some major change that is affected, maybe major changes. So we're talking about humanitarian types things, right? We're talking about things being equal for people. Now, Aquarius as a sign can also rule things like, outer space and potentially all the scientific things that we've got going on. So this could also mark the beginning of some new scientific discovery or something new happening up there in the heavens, right? Now, it will go on in February, the first half of February, that 0 degree mark of Aquarius with Pluto at that point. You will have the inner planets. I'll talk about more of this in February, but I did want to give you the heads up. So we're going to have Mercury, Mars, and Venus all conjunct also after the conjunction of the Sun. I see the conjunction of the Sun as the most important, but then the first half of February with the other 3 inner planets, fast-moving planets, are also going to ignite whatever it is that came up around the 20th of Jan. We will have also that same day, Mercury will go direct and out of shadow. He won't go direct, but he will be direct and out of shadow at 8 Capricorn. And so this is all going to be occurring, the whole Sun conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius at 4:57 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're also going to have Mercury conjunct Mars at this time. So there's going to be some news, unexpected news come our way as well, where there may be some breaking up of structures of some sort here, right? So the effect of Mercury on the Mars is really, actually it may be breaking up structures, but it's breaking news. Whoa, that's what this is. Breaking news about some kind of archaic structures of some sort. And this could relate into politics and things like that, but it could also literally just be structures. We're also going to have Jupiter at this time sextiling Mars very nicely as well. So this is opportunities for us to move forward with our future, opportunities for others maybe to go travel, opportunities to work with a foreign connection of some sort. So we're looking at around that, 6, 7, 8 degree mark here of Jupiter in Taurus and then Mars in Capricorn, right, for it to have any effect here. But it could be also some lucky movement forward with regards to any of those areas. So the law is also involved here. If you have this set up at these degrees, the law, advanced education, publishing, foreign people, foreign things, and travel, as I mentioned. We will have Venus at this time in Sagittarius. We'll have a wide square to Neptune. And so this could bring about, I'm getting this word of sour, a little bit of sourness with regards to maybe that person, that love that we put on a pedestal. Maybe they're turning out to be maybe some of what we thought was sort of a soulmate type thing and that they were this perfect love. You're running into some challenges here where maybe some of the masks are slipping a little bit. And, in any love relationship, that's going to be part of the process and progress of a relationship where you start really seeing what's real, right? And so I see that this is what this may represent. It can also represent some kind of confusion with regards to foreign monies, for instance. In fact, this may be the start of us, what's going to happen to the currency that we're going to view as standard for the world, right? That may be indicated too, especially because of that Sun conjunct Pluto. So we're still talking about that day, Sun conjuncts Pluto These are just other aspects that happen. And Pluto, is all about power. All right. We have that full moon that's going to be at 5 degrees of Leo, 14 minutes, and that's going to be on the 25th of January at 9:53 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So for Leos, this is going to be some kind of culmination that will be happening here for you. Let's go through some of the aspects of this day. We'll still have Pluto. That's going to be at 0 degrees of Aquarius, widely conjunct the Sun. The Sun is going to be squared to Jupiter, that's in Taurus. And then obviously that Sun's going to be with Pluto, but they're a wider orb now here, right? 0 degrees for Pluto, and more like 5 degrees for the Sun. We'll have the Moon square Jupiter. And we'll have Venus at 3, Capricorn, trining Jupiter, though. So this is going to be lovely energy with regards to what? I would say it's going to be lovely energy for us to maybe make some money. It could be lovely energy for us to increase the value of ourselves at this time. We may increase some of our possessions. We're also going to have that Jupiter at 6 of Taurus will be sextiling Saturn. And so this is lovely as well. I saw this as perhaps foreign nations being given the opportunities to put down new structure in their lives here. But certainly if you have something, say around that 6 degree mark of Taurus or 6 degree mark of Pisces, where Saturn is, it could be an opportunity to change up some of the structures with regard to some legal matter, for instance. Travel could have some new rules and regulations come in here too. That's a big one in terms of the collective at this full moon at 5 Leo. We're also going to have Mercury here that's going to be trining. It's going to be a wide trine to Jupiter, but it is there. So again, these are opportunities for us to discuss travel, the law, anything to do with advanced education and publishing, if you've got something around the degree points, right? Now, we have Mercury will be conjuncting Mars, but Mercury is approaching Mars, right? So it's still not conjuncted, but it's coming awfully close here. And so this is that, spark to get the message across. And the message is going to come across from those that have some kind of connection with regard to the rules and regulations. Now we end the month on the 27th of January. Uranus goes direct at 19 degrees of Taurus. So this is wonderful. If you've got something around the 19 degrees of Taurus mark and you've, say, been waiting for some movement forward that's been delayed, look towards that 27th of January for suddenly things start moving forward. Now, obviously, Uranus still has to build up speed to move forward here, but know that there may be something that unexpectedly comes in for you if you are waiting for something to move forward and you have something around that 19 degree mark of Taurus. All right, so next I am going to do all the sun signs and ascendants. Whatever resonates with you, you should be watching and or listening to. All right, Aquarius. So Aquarius, that new moon that's going to be in Capricorn is in your 12th house. And so the 12th house really represents a lot of hidden things. So it is hidden places. It can sometimes be hidden recesses in the back of our mind. The 12th house can also represent secrets coming out. It can represent the metaphysical world. So there may be some Aquarians that decide, hey, I really want to get interested in astrology, or I want to get interested in shamanism or tarot or any other of the metaphysical types of activities. And maybe with it being behind the scenes, you decide just to start by taking some books and reading them. Now, for other Aquarians, you may just decide that I need to start to take care of myself. And part of that is I need to get a lot more rest. And that becomes important for some Aquarians, where you just need to take a rest. And I mean, this is after the holidays, right? We're talking about January here. And maybe you've been overdoing it, or some Aquarians have overdone it. You just say, that's it, I need a rest. For others, you may also decide to literally get some rest, but by go to an ashram to kind of feed yourself in terms of like the metaphysical part of it. And that would also be an excellent way of using this too, right? Now, that whole Pluto and Sun conjunction at 0 degrees of Aquarius, of course, is in your first house. Now, you do have to have something that's close to that 0 degrees for it to have a big effect. But the important thing for all Aquarians to pay attention to is this is going to be the start of 21 years or so of Pluto being in Aquarius, asking you to transform. So for some Aquarians, you may just get a little tap on the shoulder with regards to what you might need to transform. In particular, what you might need to let go of. Something happens where you're alerted and you say, that's interesting. And for some Aquarians, this can be not necessarily a person. It could be something inside yourself that needs to be changed as well. So just generally speaking, Aquarius, I would just pay attention to what comes up, not only at that conjunction on the 20th of Jan, but also the first half of February, when we have all those inner planets also conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So there's going to be a pinging going on as well. So I'm talking particularly to Aquarius here, of course. Now this would be Aquarius rising as well as Aquarius sun sign, right? When we look at that full moon in Leo, well, Leo is opposite your sign. So now this highlights your partners. So this could be literally your marriage partner. It can be a business partner. It could be both. It can also be clients and any other, right? Any other. Typically, we talk about any other as where we would sign a contract of some sort, right? And so the 7th house is going to be in opposition to this full moon in Leo. And so I would say that there may be a bigger focus on your partner for some reason. It could be, like I said, a business partner or a marriage partner, where you're going to have to either contend with something they're doing or they do something that comes to light for you that has you alerted or standing up saying, oh, what's going on here? Now, it could relate to those things that are Leo type things, right? So we're talking about a creative project. Maybe your partner, business partner, or marriage partner has this creative project that they're going to be taking on that maybe they're going to have to tell you they're going to take more time away from being with you, and they're going to be working on this creative project. But it could also be it rules children. So maybe some Aquarians are going to hear that their partner is pregnant. For still others, it could be children, say this is your second marriage, children of your partner come into focus for some reason. What else could it be? It's starting your own business. So you may have a partner tell you that too. Look, I want to get out of the corporate, ladder type climbing, and I want to do my own business here. And they may have to work with you or where you work with them to make that happen. It could also be, Leo is supposed to be having fun and they love games of chance. So it could be that your partner says to you, and this isn't for everybody, of course, but for some Aquarians, look, we're not having enough fun. We need to take 2024 here and really amp up that fun factor. And that's what comes up at this full moon. Take care, Aquarius. So when we do a little peek at February, I've already mentioned this a few times, but the inner planets, so that is Mercury, Mars, and Venus, will all, during the first half of February 2024, all conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius, activating that whole conjunction of the Sun conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius on the 20th of January. Wow. I'll talk about that in my February video. We have a new moon at 20 degrees of Aquarius, and we have a full moon at 5 degrees of Virgo. All right, folks. As always, I'm sending everybody lots of positive energy, lots of love. I'm really optimistic about this whole new year of 2024, especially because we've got that Mercury going direct in the positive, hopeful sign of Sagittarius, 22 degrees on the 1st of Jan, kicking off the whole year in such a positive way. Great time to get your chart done if you did want to get your chart done. All my contact details are below. I offer you different things that you can do. I would love to do your chart. I love to do astrology. I also do combine it with tarot too in one of my readings. I'm going to leave it at that. Please take care of yourself, everybody. Stay tuned. I will put as many announcements as I can everywhere on social media when I do my next live session. I had such a great time with all of you. All right. Take care of yourself, and I am wishing you just the best of the best for 2024. Bye for now, guys. Hi, everyone. It's Elizabeth here from Alpus Astrology. I'd like just to give you a little more detail about what I do with regards to the services I can offer you. Certainly, I suggest that if you've not had your chart ever done, this would be a good time to do it. Contact me. All my contact details are below, and we can talk to each other back and forth and arrange something for you. So I offer different services. I offer a full astrology report for 2 of my services. One is where I look at both your natal chart and your progress chart in detail. I accompany that with a physical chart as well as your charts that I'm looking at for that year. I do what's called a transit chart, which really involves your progressed chart for that year in combination with your natal chart. I give you a report for that as well. Typically, I'd be updating an existing report for you. I have a lot of clients that come back to me yearly. And then the other service that I offer is a combination of taking a quick look at the astrology. Typically, it would be a year or 2 year, what stands out for me, looking at that, and then adding in at the end a tarot card reading to accompany it. I record that and send that to you pre-recorded. So that's not a live session. The other 2 that I do are live session. And then I offer, obviously, custom. I do a lot of picking marriage dates, compatibility. I typically use what are called Davison charts or synastry as well, where I can combine 2 charts to see how do these 2 charts of these people work together. More often, it's going to be sort of romantic relationships, but it can also be business relationships too. How well do we work together type thing by producing one chart. So I do all that. As I said, I would love to do your chart. Contact me below, and we can work together to make that happen for you.